Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Michaela Peters, or Mikaela Peters as they call me in Finland. Yeah, I know I've been a little bit MIA because I had family coming to visit to see the baby and it was very cute, and so I was fully immersed in that experience and was not exactly taking the time to record these videos. Also, I did not really have room to do it because I was with them the whole time pretty much. And the times that I wasn't, I was working really hard on these applications that I have going on. And I think that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about today. Now, this may not be very interesting to Finnish people, but it may be interesting to people who are not Finnish, who are living abroad in Finland. And I recently have begun the process of getting a residence permit for my child who has just been born in Finland, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about how involved that process is, and it's one that I'm not done with, and maybe I'll make an update video to this at some point, but for now I will talk a little bit more about it. So, it is enough to have a parent who is a resident of Finland to be able to receive a residence permit yourself as a child. From what I've understood, and I did visit Migri to ask questions about this prior to the birth of my child, they're not super strict about if the child is overstaying the amount of time based on, the citizenship that they have. Also, technically, my child does not have any citizenship yet, and I'm currently working on getting the US one. I was really wanting to get the residence permit ASAP because I have plans to travel back to the US to see family coming up here in the next couple of months. Obviously I want my family to meet the baby since the baby was born away from family. And even though I've had now some family meet the baby, which was really nice and special, I would still like my whole extended family, which is very large, to meet the baby. So, I've filled out my own residence permit now 4 times because I originally had a master's degree one, and then I had a searching for work one, then I extended my searching for work one, then I found work, I'm going to say it in air quotes because I still don't get paid, for the PhD, so I now have a researcher permit, which is type A continuous. Before I had type B, and that's really unfortunate because they keep extending the amount of time that you need to be in Finland to get citizenship, but maybe the bad part about this is I'm using this as an excuse to not be very diligent about studying Finnish. So yes, there is that. But anyway, okay, so I now have a type A, which is good. I have it for 4 years. So I'm applying for a residence permit for my child for basically the same amount of time, which at this point will only be 3 years. It's a little bit annoying because, obviously it costs a chunk of change every time you apply for a residence permit. I don't know, it's right now to apply for this first one for the baby, it's about 200 and something. I think the baby's awake, speaking of the devil, so I'm probably gonna have to go and let's see if I finish this video or not. But essentially there are a lot of other documents that I need to provide, which have to do with, proving that I'm the guardian, I am the sole guardian, which makes things a lot easier currently, and then some of it's financial, showing all your statements and assets and stuff like that. If you're getting any government funding through Kela, which I did start receiving as somebody who has a child, because apparently that's how that works. All children get an amount of money until they're 18. The parent gets it for them. That's still so crazy to me. And then I need the baby's passport, which I don't yet have. You need the birth certificate. And then what's going to happen if the child gets denied the residence permit? I'm the mom has to go back to the US, permanently? I don't know. I guess that was kind of what I put. But yeah, so there's all that stuff. So a lot of it is more confirming the identity of the parent in relation to the child to provide evidence that the child needs a residence permit. But like I said, the application to me is a lot more involved because there are a lot of forms that they want you to fill out that I'm not used to having to fill out for my own residence permits. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to submit it. I did just get the birth certificate for my baby in the mail. The bigger issue is the passport, so I may try to submit that after and see if they currently have any issues with any of the other documents I've provided. The very first residence permit I had, they had an issue with the way I did my health insurance, as an example, and then I had to submit additional documentation. So it might end up being the same situation here. I'm not sure, but this is pretty high on my to-do list considering that I want this to be done in time for me to travel. Also, the residence permit takes some time to come in. I need the residence permit to come in so that, I guess I could receive it when I come back, but then it gets into I have to go send a friend to pick it up, and it's more coordination of events. But yes, so that's everything. Now I'm going to go attend to the child because I think I ran out of time, and now it's time probably for her to eat. All right, well, thank you for your time and attention with this channel. I'm going to try to keep making it interesting. I also want to make a video about like my favorite restaurants in La Pedranza. That might be the next one because I ate a lot of those this past week, and I'm like, okay, I got to talk about this. All right, well, thank you once again for your continued support of this channel. I will try to keep delivering interesting content, and please let me know more of what you would like to hear from the foreigner's perspective in the comments below. Maybe one about like, what do I think of Finnish people? I don't think I have one of those. Okay, maybe that could be interesting, but let me know. All right, thank you, and until next time, bye.